What's going on, guys? Welcome to another Obscure Mics, where today I'm not going to talk about an obscure mic. Hopefully that don't piss you off. If so, sorry. But this is going to be fun too, because I'm going to tell you about the cheapest, easiest possible way to do interviews or recorded calls or streaming music into your podcast or YouTube or whatever you're doing. I like to move my hands because it makes me feel good. Oh yeah. So anyways, today I got the Behringer Q, or not Q, the last one I had was Q, Behringer Xenix 302 USB. This is a very small device, as you can see by my hand. Just holding it in my large mitt. So, this thing runs about $50 on Amazon and everywhere else brand new. But listen, when you're buying a piece of tech that is so small and that if it broke you could buy another one because it's so cheap, go to Guitar Center or eBay. You can snag this shipped for about $34 The reason I say it's the cheapest way to record phone calls and do interviews is because it's $35 used. That's cheap. I've yet to own a device that's that cheap that you can do that with. Not to mention this thing sounds pretty good. It's powering my Rode NT1 with no problem. Now, it does have some drawbacks. It does not have an on and off switch for phantom power, but they claim that this will not hurt a dynamic microphone. If I had to guess, I don't have a voltage tester, but if I had to guess, I would say that's because it's probably getting more like 25 to 35 volts of phantom power, which works in most cases that I've seen. But I could be wrong. Maybe it's a full 48 and it just doesn't hurt a dynamic mic. Not sure, to be honest. Maybe I should do more research. But listen, this right here, I have been talking to some folks on the Podcast Movement Facebook group, and I've talked to some other guys that are wondering how to record phone calls or how to do interviews cheaply, easily. This is it. This right here is it. Is this thing limited? A little. I mean, you've got one XLR port. You have other ports. You can run in, we've got a little black button here. I'll get the camera on it in a minute, but you can actually run a phone in through the line input right here. You can run a phone in, aux into the phone, red, white into here, and this button you can control toggling it on or off. But we don't even need to do that. We don't even need to do that to get this thing to start doing some interviews. This, I'm telling you right now, for the price, this is one of the handiest little devices you will ever see. And there is YouTube reviews on this device, but you know what? I didn't see a single one that demonstrated how to record a phone call or do an interview. So let's do that. Before I do that, I do want to say just a couple things about podcasting in general. When you join groups, there's a whole lot of audio snobs out there. I'm one of them. I do like my audio to be very clean. I like it to be, I want it how I want it. I don't want hiss. I don't want background noise. I want it to be as good as I can make it. But listen, when you're podcasting, it doesn't have to be perfect. Podcasting can be professional, but some of the best shows out there, if you crank up the volume a lot, you're going to hear some background noise. You're going to hear some subpar preamps. You're going to hear some subpar product. But you know what? The average listener has no clue. They have no clue if you have a Rode Procaster or this. They have no idea. They never will. Unless they start getting into audio and they figure out how to pick out those little nuances and pick out noise floors and all this stuff. And the chances of that, slim. Just slim. You can do quality content with a little device like this. I assure you, I promise you, you can do quality content with this. So when someone says it's limited, or it's junk, or it's cheap, or it's crap, maybe to an audio engineer or, a professional recording studio doing music. But to us everyday podcasters, it's fine. I said it. It's fine. I like it. Sounds better than some expensive audio interfaces I bought. And for that matter, I think Behringer makes some pretty quality stuff. So, without further ado, let's get the camera on this thing so I can show you exactly what makes the interview possible. I told you why it's the cheapest way to do it, because it's cheap. Now I'm going to show you why it's the easiest way to do an interview or some kind of recording of someone else or music or whatever streamed directly into your computer. No mix minus needed. This is the easiest mix minus in the world. And if you don't know what a mix minus is, look it up. It's not complicated, but it requires extra cords. It requires extra 1/4-inch jacks on your mixer, which this doesn't have, and it doesn't need. So let's do this. All right. Not the best video, but listen. This little mixer, all you have to do to get a phone call into this thing is this button. Right now I've got it not engaged. That little red button, engage it, and the phone call is going to come into your computer through the USB cord in the back. It's that easy. Now, the black button beside it is for your line in and your phone with your aux, but you don't even need that. Red button, line USB button, push down for USB play. It is seriously that easy. Easiest, mix minus, easiest interview machine you're ever going to see. Let's get back to the video and I'll demonstrate. Okay, now that you've seen that, let's demonstrate this. I have nothing else hooked up to my computer or anything. I have a mic into the mixer. I have the mixer into my computer with a USB. Let's do this. I'm going to show you how easy it is. This, calling my co-host of the Back Row Fantasy Show through Hangouts, which, keep in mind, whatever you're using to call, whether it be Skype, Hangouts, whatever, you want to set up the microphone to be your mixer or whatever. In this case, this pops up on my Mac as a USB audio codec. That's what it's called. I select it. My mic comes into Hangouts for the phone call, and the speaker source you're going to change to the USB codec as well. We want that little machine to be our in and our out. Super easy. Let's call Arms. So here it is. I've called my co-host Arms. Arms, what's up?
I'm doing spectacular, heading to West Virginia, IA, baby.
Heading to the WV to check out a Stained concert.
Well, it's not Stained anymore. Aaron Lewis has switched to country.
Well, I refuse to say his name.
I'm sorry, what?
I refuse to say his name as a country artist. I'm hoping he just breaks out the acoustic and says, "It's been a while since
I
I
hope
could."
he does that too, because he's amazing.
Well, I'm glad you like him, and I'm glad you're going to the concert. I wish you the most fun and best of times, and thanks for demonstrating that this little machine can do this. What's up?
Good show last night. My friend.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
I enjoyed it. We got to hit up the defensive players next week, Parker.
I feel you. Enjoy your concert. Love you long time. Thanks again.
Love you long time. Bye.
Peace. Literally that easy. That was the easiest. Now, granted, it was a phone call, straight phone call. He's on the road to West Virginia. But it was that easy. You can do interviews for $35. If you already got a mic, there you go. $35 interview machine, no mix minus needed, no expensive equipment. It's a freaking tiny Behringer mixer. There you go. Thank you for watching Obscure Mics. Go grab one of these if you need to do interviews on the cheap or guest spots, whatever. On the cheap, that's the cheap. Peace out. Obscure Mics.